Are we all underestimating Michael Chandler against Paddy Pimblett at UFC 314? I believe we are. Heading into this fight, I think a lot of people are down on Michael Chandler. 6 fights in the UFC, only 2 wins. He has back-to-back losses against Dustin Poirier and Charles Oliveira. In between those fights, we didn't really see Michael Chandler for nearly 2 years because he was waiting to fight Conor McGregor, a fight that will never take place if we're being honest with ourselves. And Michael Chandler is obviously an entertaining fighter, but he's not necessarily among the elite of the UFC lightweights. He's fought the elite guys in the division, and he's lost to most of them. He beat Dan Hooker. He beat an old, washed-up Tony Ferguson well past his prime, but he lost to Charles Oliveira twice. He lost to Justin Gaethje rather convincingly, and he got finished by Dustin Poirier. Has Michael Chandler looked really good at times? Absolutely. In those fights, he's given these guys a run for their money because Michael Chandler is as tough as they get. But he's fallen short every single time. And is Paddy Pimblett among the UFC's lightweight division's elite? He's a promising young prospect. And we like the idea of a younger guy beating an older 38-year-old fighter whose best days are realistically behind him and, is realistically no longer going to compete for a UFC championship. Sounds familiar? This is why I believe that Diego Lopez is probably going to beat Alexander Volkanovski, because I think Volkanovski is past his prime and this new generation is taking over. Seems to be a theme of the year so far for the UFC in 2025. Now, Michael Chandler, can that old guard still hold up? We're going to find out on Saturday. But I think we're all underestimating Michael Chandler here. He is stronger than Paddy Pimblett realistically. He brings a lot of chaos and excitement to fights, but Paddy Pimblett hasn't experienced the kind of chaos Michael Chandler can bring to the octagon before in his career. That Michael Chandler that fought Charles Oliveira at UFC 309 at MSG, could he beat Paddy Pimblett? I don't think he has a chance. But that Michael Chandler of old, that reckless Michael Chandler, that chaotic Michael Chandler, that guy has a chance against absolutely anybody. And what has Paddy Pimblett done to show he's elite? He's got a good win over King Green, for sure. And, he beat Tony Ferguson. I don't think he looked that great against a washed-up Tony Ferguson. And I don't think he looks very great against Jared Gordon. And, Michael Chandler, he's looked great against a lot of guys that he's lost to. So I'm changing my prediction. I think Michael Chandler will win at UFC 314.